Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another video for the Walking Dead universe. And in today's video, we're going to be doing another video. This one's going to be going over the Walking Dead franchise, the state of it currently, with The Ones Who Live now being introduced to us, and my opinions on the fact that I think this is the best Walking Dead we've had since season 1 to 6. Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today. This one's going to be doing a review for the Walking Dead universe. And in today's video, we're going to be doing another video for the Walking Dead. We're going to talk about the new spin-off era of the Walking Dead universe. We're going to talk about Dead City, Daryl Dixon, and the Walking Dead Ones Who Live. So this one is one that I wanted to give my thoughts on, especially now that we have gotten 2 episodes of the Ones Who Live. I can definitely properly say this statement now, and I can definitely say this with a lot more confidence than I could have before Ones Who Live started, which is that the Walking Dead spin-off era is probably the best thing we've seen from The Walking Dead in years. So, yeah, this is one that I wanted to talk about. I was kind of holding off on this statement until Ones Who Live started releasing. Of course, there's still time for this to change if Ones Who Live, for some reason doesn't do well in its last 4 episodes, but I am very confident in saying this statement now with 2 episodes down for Ones Who Live. Now, this is a very scary time for the franchise, and the reason why I say that is because they are sticking their necks out more than they ever have. The main series ended now. We're going on 2 years since it ended, and they had to produce content somehow because they had more story to tell, but they didn't know how they were going to go ahead and do it, right? There was an original plan for The Walking Dead to go for 15 seasons, stated by Lauren Cohan. So we knew that The Walking Dead was going to have this issue where they didn't know what to do, but they, had questions that needed answered. What is the CRM? What is all this stuff about? How are we going to continue this? How are we going to continue some of these stories that we wanted to tell? And they opted for spin-offs. And how do I feel like this has gone so far is really impressive. Dead City, of course, was the first one that came out, and it was a really impressive show because the budget was a lot higher than we ever seen. We saw New York, which is a very unique location for The Walking Dead. Not to mention Negan and Maggie are really fun characters, so we got to follow characters that we really care about. And overall, it was a fun show. They introduced characters like the Croat, they gave you more lore on the Saviors, and it was overall a really enjoyable show. And I know there are some people that didn't like it, but I know for the most part, a lot of people enjoyed Dead City. They thought it was a good show, as did I. Now, I felt like Dead City, at least when I first watched it, and I remember I even mentioned it in the review, I was like, okay, how much you willing to bet that this is a cheap shot? How much are you willing to bet that this is a lucky shot? Dead City was good, but okay, do you really think the Daryl Dixon France show is going to be any good? You really think it is? I remember I was really on edge about it. And then the Daryl show came out. And that's when I knew that this era wasn't fucking around, to be honest, because then they brought in this lore about zombies, what it's like in France, how they work, They expanded on Daryl's character way more than I thought they were going to, giving him so much more character depth than I ever thought that they would give him. And the characters that they added to it, just like with Dead City, were really good, like with Isabel and with Laurent. And, overall, I think the show really worked, The budget, again, was, I'd argue, even higher than Dead City, which was awesome. It felt like we were consistently upgrading from show to show, and it just got better over time. I feel like the writing was at some of its best we've seen in the franchise for many, many years, and it was very authentic. It was very good. It was very enjoyable. Now, finally, The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live. Now, this one's unique because this one is one that we've been waiting to see for a long time. This was the most built-up show. Dead City, Daryl Dixon, a lot of fans didn't have any hype for it. A lot of fans didn't have any expectations for it because they didn't know what they were getting into, But with The Ones Who Live, people knew what they were getting into. People were waiting for this for many years. And they were adapting 3 originally intended films into a 6-episode miniseries. And we've come out with this so far, which has been absolutely awesome. The pacing has been great. The story has been great. We've had a lot of really awesome and unique concepts. Great additional characters in this show as well, like Okafor and Nat and some of the others that we've had over time, Pearl Thorne, Major General Beale, and stuff like that. And they've really done a good job of, kind of reintroducing us to Rick and Michonne in a way that's really unique. And again, the setting is so much more different. The budget is fantastic. And it's been really well made. So with these 3 spinoffs, now Why do I think that these shows are what The Walking Dead needed? Why do I think that these shows are exactly what this franchise needed to continue on? Because let's be honest, this franchise needed a bit of a reboot. It did. The later seasons of The Walking Dead, a lot of people dropped off. A lot of people didn't really care about the final few seasons of The Walking Dead. Why is this the right way to go? One of the biggest things and one of the biggest questions I always had with The Walking Dead, especially in the later seasons when they opted to do 22 episodes, 24 episodes per season, why are you dragging out a season like that? You know, Walking Dead is not the kind of show, and I at least don't think it's the kind of show that needs 22 episodes, 24 episodes per season. I don't think that's what they need. And, you know, shows that do 22 episodes, 24 episodes, 30 episodes per season, you know, around that range, are soap operas. That's what they are. They're soap operas. They're doctor shows where it's the same rinse and repeat over and over and over again. Again, no offense to anybody that likes those type of shows, but that's what those lengths of seasons are for. You know, comedy shows, they can do it because it's the same thing over and over again. You know, you can have episodes where the plot isn't impacted. They're sitcoms, you know. But with this one right here, with this franchise, dragging things out for 16, 22, 24 episodes has always been a bad idea. And I've always been such not say a hater of it, but I always thought that it was the wrong move, you know, especially with a season like season 8 where they drew out the war for 16 episodes, did not need to happen. You know, seasons like season 10, season 11 did not need to happen. There were so many filler storylines, filler episodes, and some may have been good, yes, but do you need it? No, you know, and that's what I appreciate about the new era of spinoffs. Dead City, Daryl Dixon, and Ones Who Live. I cannot say there is one episode so far that has been filler, not needed, not serving the plot, not doing anything. Every single episode of these spinoffs is advancing the plot in one way, shape, or form. And that is what we've needed from this franchise. 6 episode, seasons, if that's what they needed to get their act together a little bit, not saying that season 11 and 10 were bad, because they weren't, they were good, but if this is what they needed to get that interest back, to tighten the episodes a bit more, and to properly do this with 6 episodes, then honestly, go right ahead, because it's working out great in their benefit, And another thing, the budget is way higher in all these spinoffs. That is appealing to people, If you have a zombie apocalypse series with a low budget, I'm sorry, you're not going to get the execution you want, You need money for these types of shows, you do. And these spinoffs, because you're doing less episodes, and because you have smaller cast, you can invest more money into that show, Now, the only thing I'm worried about is when eventually these shows merge at one point, is the budget going to be more, kind of screwed up, right? Because then everything's together, and then you may do more episodes, and then it may get screwed up. I don't know. But at least for these spin-off shows being separated in the way they are making great use of their budget. They're making great use of a lot of things. And I think it's very much being represented. And again, the writing is tight. They're introducing new characters, new faces that I feel like have been in desperate need of for this franchise. In addition to the old familiar characters that you have as well, too. You can have an episode where Isabel practically leads the episode and you barely even need Daryl, It's happened and people enjoy it, So it goes to show you that, they do know how to do things. They do know how to write. I think, honestly, what was draining The Walking Dead in its final few years, in its final, last, I'd say give or take 4 to 5 seasons, was the length of the seasons. And overall, the budget just absolutely hurt them overall. And I think those were the two main problems that dragged Walking Dead down and what, kind of made people kind of tune out, And I think that goes to show you, because these spinoffs are doing better than ever. The streams on AMC Plus are higher than ever right now for The Ones Who Live. And you have a whole bunch of stuff coming back. You've got a whole bunch of reactors that are returning, reviewers, content creators that left Walking Dead for years. They're coming back for this because the show is that good. And it goes to show you, the new era of Walking Dead, in my opinion, needed to happen. It did. I do think that the show ended when it needed to end, because I think we needed this. I do. I think we needed this new era of spinoffs. I think we needed this because I haven't seen Walking Dead be this tight in the writing and this tight in quality since the first 6 seasons. And I know that might be a big statement. In my opinion, you're never going to beat the original 6 seasons of The Walking Dead. those are elite seasons of TV. Those are not getting beaten out. At least I don't think so. But this new era of spin-offs is their second best work. I will definitely say that. Besides, season 1 to 6, I think that is still their strongest time. That's their most, exciting time right there. I think this new era of spin-offs is definitely their second best. And their third best would be, season 7 to season 11. Not a bad era, pretty good stuff, pretty good storytelling, but it lacked in some areas. This, I don't think this lacks in anything. I really don't. I think this has been really good. And if they keep this pace up with The Ones Who Live, and if they keep the pace up with Season 2 of Daryl Dixon and Season 2 of Dead City, I think we got something absolutely spectacular on our hands. Hell, I already do think we do. So, this is my way of saying it. Very impressive work from the Walking Dead team. Very impressive change of pace. Very, very good. I think there's a lot of people that are coming back to see Walking Dead because they're curious on what all this new stuff is. And I think it's very appealing to people from all these new sets, all these new locations, all these new vibes, shortened episodes, good character building. I think they've done a great job here. I really do. And I think with Ones Who Live now, I can properly say this is my second favorite era of The Walking Dead. And I do think it's better than the later seasons of the main show. I do. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? Post comments down below. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoy videos like this, make sure to click the subscribe button so you don't miss any of the videos of The Walking Dead. Be sure to follow me at Dan's The Walking Dead Reviews on Instagram, guys. And of course, I'll see you guys very soon for more videos of The Walking Dead universe. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.